charge, $10 per person.
Mm-hmm.
Super. If that's exactly what you want to do, let's figure out a way to maximize that. If you say, you know what, I have a client who we were working together yesterday. I was like, how much money do you want to make? And she's like, $3 million. And I was like, perfect. Let's figure out how to get there. I mean,
yeah.
Teaching Zoom classes isn't going to get you there. You would need like 500 people a month, paying you $10 each.
Right.
So we have to understand, what are our visions, and also being okay with that vision and not being scared by it. Like if when she said $3 million, she automatically was like, wait, that's a lot. And I was like, well, but wait, so what?
Right.
That is a lot. That's great. You can donate, 90% of it if you want, and keep 10, and you're still doing the amazing work that we want to do. And this is why I like to work with entrepreneurs in this realm, because the first thing we want to do is like, oh, how can I give back to the world? How can I share my abundance?
Yeah.
But it's having that essence of responsibility, being resourceful, and being determined, because the people who make it are the ones who don't stop.
Right. That's exactly it. And then, the other question I had too was, if somebody wanted to purchase your book, they can go onto your site?
Yes, you can go to my site. It's also on Amazon.
Okay.
It's called The Abundant Yogi: How to Grow Your Business Without Losing Your Soul.
I love that.
And yeah.
and not going bald in the process after tearing your hair out.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'd recommend, if you especially if you're if you're a studio owner or a yoga teacher, or probably anybody in the fitness world probably would benefit from it. Lots of really great stuff in there. Now, as so many yoga studios and teachers, now they're going online through necessity, with their online classes. How can they maintain that connection to students remotely? How do they keep their students coming back? Because a lot of times we rely on that sort of being in the room with our students and feeling their energy and figuring out where they're at that day. How can we keep that going? Is that
certainly
something? Yeah.
Right now, what's happening in the world? We're isolated, quote unquote. We're physically distanced. A lot of people are choosing to stay home more. There's less opportunities to go out, because of the shutdowns and all these things. So people are craving community. And I feel that once you have your student base, whoever, even if it's, let's say, 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See how you can support them past the Zoom class.
Yeah.
Can you have cool, like, meet and greet events? Can you, and everything can be online. Like, we started doing with a couple friends and I, holistic happy hour once a month. And, whoever is out there, just come and we just discuss. We hang out and we talk about, it's kind of like a satsang in terms of the conversations. They're about health and wellness. We talk about, essential oils, like all this fun stuff that sometimes you could only do that at your yoga studio.
Yeah.
So create community, support people beyond the class. And I don't have to tell, if you guys who are yoga teachers listening, to be a spectacular teacher. Keep that essence of giving value and showing up like a professional. And one thing I say, like, if I join your yoga class on Zoom and I can't hear you and there's noise and it's distracting and there's not that essence of, like, stick me into your world, you might lose me.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a good setup, that, you stage your wherever you're teaching, if it's your living room or your bedroom, like, move your bed, like, get some plants. I had one of my clients, I was like, oh, you need some plants. Now she's like, got all these beautiful plants. But it makes such a huge difference when you're looking at something that is also giving you the visual calmness, right? That visual Zen moment, like your Zen den, as I call it. Make sure you have good lighting, that there's, the sound is so crisp that even if I don't look at you, I can hear you well. And that makes a big difference, and it's production of how you show up as a professional.
Yeah, that's a great, great advice. Absolutely great advice. Now I have to ask you, because you recently became a new parent, didn't you?
Yes, I have an adorable 5-month-old.
So what advice can you give to somebody who might be struggling to be an entrepreneur and a parent at the same time these days?
Sleep when you can. No.
Yeah, sleep when you can.
There's this aspect of boundaries and of being smart with what you create. Mm-hmm. So, for example, and I always go based on like, what is it that you want, right? So let's say at the end of the day, on a monthly basis, you want to work 10 hours and you want to make $5,000. Okay, so that means that we're at about $500 an hour. Just throwing that out there, right? Some crazy number. Well, what kind of business are you building that can allow you that kind of revenue, of hourly rate? Now, a yoga teacher right now might be deeply like, Ari, how could I charge $500 an hour? Okay, well, we don't have to just rely solely on one revenue stream. So I do this work with my clients called the Revenue Lotus. And I say, write down all the different ways that you can make money. And once you figure that out, once you figure out what those, little petals are, then you can say, some of it can be active work, some of it can be passive work. Like, am I allowing my money to make money for me? Do I have any passive revenue streams of income? Do I have some, trainings that I can put together that are more expensive so that maybe I can lead a 200-hour training? And by the way, like a lot of you guys can, and you're just not realizing that. Can I lead a 50-hour training that specializes in something? This is the yin yoga lifestyle. So maybe you've been teaching yin for a long time and you're like, oh, you know what? I could lead people into a 50-hour training. You charge $300 a person and you just made your $5,000. And you worked half the time than you normally would have. So it's understanding the possibilities of how to make money. And then how to fill those programs, how to fill those opportunities, how to, my mind works in how a lot.
This is good.
Yeah. And understanding, again, where your responsibility is, what your actions must be. Like, the slogan of my business is be, create, inspire. So who do you have to be so that you create the right opportunities so that then that inspiration goes not just to your students, but back to yourself, back to your family. So if you're a new mom like I am, well, figure out the ways that you can work the hours that you want to work and what that looks like in terms of your revenue. And, sometimes hiring a nanny for $15, $20 an hour to do 3-4 hours, a week might be enough so that you can create that project that can bring you $1,000. And then it's like, oh, well, of course, then it's a no-brainer to hire that nanny. You've got to invest sometimes. People see it as an expense, but like really see your quote unquote expenses as investments into
that's
your vision.
Great advice. Great advice. Absolutely. And I can hear a lot of people as our listeners energetically breathing a sigh of relief and awe on that one. So, I can do it, and I have 3 children, and I can do it. You are a philanthropist at heart. I couldn't say that. And I was all tongue-tied. And Biz Yogi. I'm among friends. It's a socially conscious company that you've created that gives sort of a percentage of its profit to local and international charities. So in 2 minutes, can you explain why do you believe that it's important for us all to step out and make regular contributions to helping our communities?
Because the people that need it the most might not be able to do it themselves without the help, right? Whether it's a financial donation or a time donation, right? If you don't have money, like volunteer.
Yeah.
And I'm a big animal fan and a big planet fan, environment. If we don't step into that next phase and help out our ecosystem, what are we leaving our children, right? It's that aspect of legacy. Because humans were really good at destroying things, but we are also really good at fixing them, right? We adapt, we figure things out, but it's up to us to do that extra work. So if I can either educate people, if I can support, a charity in terms of a donation, then
it works.
The best I can do. Yeah. So right now I don't have the time.
Right.
If I can donate, $100 here, $50 there,
you do it.
Please.
Ari, you are a gem. Thank you so much. Okay. Can you do this in 10 seconds? What is your most favorite yoga posture and why? Go.
Headstand, because it makes me feel alive.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Arianne, for joining us on Yin Yoga Lifestyle today. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Colette. It was a pleasure. And if you would like more information about Arianne, you can visit bizyogi, bizyogi.co, and on Facebook at AriOm Yoga. Many thanks again, Arianne, for being with us today on Yin Yoga Lifestyle. What a treat it has been. And please don't forget to subscribe to yinyogalifestyle.com, and where you can find free Yin Yoga videos, and you can join online Zoom Yin Yoga classes and receive your first class for free. Let's get you started on your daily Yin Yoga routine today. It's that easy. And thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, so, and exhale, hum.